Hi there, my name is Echo Krug.
Hi, Maddie.
Nice to meet you. Could I interest you in some water and some coffee?
I'll take coffee.
Oh, okay. I'll be right back. I'll grab some for you.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Do you like anything in your coffee?
No, this is fine.
Okay. All right. So first, I want to just go over a few things before we get started. First, I have to go for HIPAA. Basically, that just means that everything that we discuss today will be kept confidential. Unless you threaten to hurt yourself or others, then I have to, report that. Me being a mandated reporter, I also have to, tell authorities if I suspect any neglect or abuse within your family or friends or anything like that. So just thought I would touch base with that. Other than that, is there anything you'd like to start talking about today?
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. I just want to kind of let it all out. So first, I would like to start with, I'm buying a house right now. So it's like a very long process for me, and I've never done it before. So it's just very stressful dealing with everything. And I'm actually buying it with my boyfriend, but he's not on the loan. So it's really stressful. It's stressing me out because once I buy the house, I have to not have anybody live with me. So if they find out that he's living with me, it's not a good thing. Apparently it's really frowned upon. So I have to find a way to have him not how we're gonna pay rent or the mortgage, because I don't know if they're gonna look at my rent or my mortgage, my accounts on through my banking and stuff. Right. I don't know if they're gonna keep track of me after I buy the house. So I'm really stressed out about that. And then so with all of the house inspections, I have to pay so much money for the well and sewer because it's out in the country, and that's $500, and I still have to do the homeowner's insurance, and it's just frustrating because he is just really upsetting me because he doesn't pay. I put in $500 for the earnest money, and he didn't pay for any of that. It all went out of my account. So I don't know. And then I have to pay for the well and septic, and that's $500. And I have to do the homeowner's insurance. So all of that has to come out of my account within this month. And with my work and my paychecks, everything, my paychecks are fine, but it's really frustrating because he doesn't pay what he's supposed to. He gave me $192. He paid my furniture bill just last week, I think it was, and that is all he's paid for. He doesn't give me any cash for this new stuff. And I told him, because we're behind on our other on our rent payments and stuff. So I told him that he's gotta make the house bills, the heating and water and whatever, and he still isn't doing that. So it's just very frustrating dealing with all of that. And then you got work too, where work is just a stressful. Any work is pretty much stressful, but everything is just frustrating me so much that I just don't even know really what to do. And I don't know how to even approach him with half of this stuff. I told him before that I can't do this anymore. He has to start paying for things, but it's just frustrating because he doesn't pay for anything other than going out on the weekends. This weekend, I told him Friday that we have to make some of the bills payments and stuff, and I told him that we still have the water and sewer inspection to do, and then the house insurance.
Right.
So I told him, don't spend your money stupidly. We have all these payments to make. So he went on Friday, well, it was Thursday, and he canceled his payments for the weekly payments that his truck and stuff. He canceled that because he's far ahead of it.
Right.
So he can skip a few payments. So he skipped payments this week, and yesterday actually, I asked him if I can have $300 because I paid for the water bill, and that is technically his side of the money. He's supposed to cover for all of the utilities in the rental while I'm covering for all of the bills in the new house.
Right.
So I paid the water bill. So I told him he owes me $200 for that. And then I paid his truck insurance, which is like $100.
Mm-hmm.
So that's $300. And I told him that he has got to pay me for that. Well, his paycheck was like $500, something around there, like $500 last week. And he gave me $100 yesterday for that. Like, that is it. He didn't give me anything more, just $100. And I asked him, I was like, where is all of this money? So then I texted him a really long message about how frustrating it is and how I can't do this anymore with all of these payments, plus everything that, like, is going on. It's just so frustrating, and he just doesn't really understand that, like, I cannot do this anymore. And he thinks that everything is okay. Like, I don't know how to really bring him like senses to him. Like, he thinks that he can just go out and drinking and the weekend spending so much money just drinking and not really like thinking, oh hey, maybe I should grow up a little bit and
has he been doing this for a while or just like lately with this? Because I mean, buying a house is a really big commitment, and it is hard at first to adjust, your spendings. But does he do stuff like this a lot or just recently?
No, it's been like, okay, so before we were buying a house, he would spend his money stupidly, but now, like, because we didn't have anything to look forward to, like, we didn't have a house to like save up and stuff, so it's been like he's always spent money stupidly. Like, he's never saved. He's not very good at saving. So it's just frustrating that it's not in his head like, hey, you need to save up money. Like, you can't just be doing this 18-year-old stuff anymore where you just go out, get drunk, don't care about anything. Like, he's kind of always been like this, but it's annoying. It's annoying that, like, he just doesn't,
I can see where that would be frustrating. Does was he always good at like paying his part of the bills at least to a point? I mean, I know sometimes life happens and probably on both ends, one person might have to pitch in a little more than others, but ultimately before this, was he pretty good at helping?
Yeah, he has been pretty decent. There has been times where he just, like, we've broken up before, and I had to, like, beg him for money to pay for the part of the utilities and everything. So, I mean, he is pretty decent about paying, like, his share of everything. It's just when it comes down to rent-wise, like, paying our rent is perfect. Like, he's really good with that. It's just, like, utilities where he knows that he can get away with, having, like, your water bill being, like, a week or two late or whatever. He thinks that everything is okay. Like, you can just skip it and, like,
push it off.
Yeah, push it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's hard. One thing that maybe you guys should do, ultimately, I know that it's kind of scary for you. Did you say that the loan officer said that you can't be living with anybody? Is that because, like, you're the only one on the loan and they are tracking that?
Yep.
Are you getting assistance? Like, okay, that could be why.
Yeah, like, I'm getting a grant because, well, the reason why we don't have Jared on the loan is because I make less than $70,000. So there's a grant out there that I can get $10,000 for anything that I need, like, for like the closing costs, the down payment. I'm not really 100% sure on the renovation, like, if you can use that for renovating the house, but I'm pretty sure that you can.
Okay.
But, like, things like that, and then I switched to, I was doing what is that, like a UDA loan or something? I don't really know. So we switched to a different loan.
Okay.
So with that loan too, like, if I was with Jared and I put him on there, I would still have to pay like $3,000 for a down payment or to get. Right. Yeah, it would be the down payment. So that's why I don't want him on the loan. And then it's really scary too. Like, how am I gonna kind of do that with Jared being on the loan, or not being on the loan, but being in my house? Like, how am I gonna pay for that? Especially too, I'm worried, is he actually gonna give me, cash for this, for the money, for like the mortgage rent and stuff?
Right. Yeah, that's with buying a house. I mean, whether you're young or old, like, there's so much money involved, and I understand. I mean, taking the assistance is probably very helpful because not many people have that $3,000 just sitting around for that. But I don't know ultimately how that works. I don't think that they track your statements after because they have to realize that you're going to be in relationships and possibly, you know, I mean, have some, you know, not many people buy a house and live alone, you know, forever. So I wouldn't worry too much about that, but I think that maybe you two should try to set up a plan because I would hate for you to, because I can only imagine how stressful it would be having that big house payment and all those utilities without having him pay at least close to half. I understand if you guys, you know, pay like each pay half the house payment, and then since you're the main like holder of the loan, I've heard of situations too where like if you don't have a renter's license, if he lives with you, he might not be able to claim that on taxes. Right. So I don't know if you guys want to work that into the mix where like he pays, you know, utilities and like a small portion of like the mortgage payment, and then you just pay the rest of the mortgage payment, and then kind of even it out that way. But I think you guys first of all need to set a plan for that because it's exciting, but it can be very stressful. Yeah, so I would start by doing that, definitely. Just maybe set a plan. I mean, like I said, life happens. Maybe 1 month you need to pay for a doctor bill or something, or vice versa. So you know you might have to kind of pay a little more that month versus him, and vice versa. But if you guys, you know, if you guys have good communication, that should all work. But that's very exciting that you're buying a house.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot I want to do to it. There's like a lot of stuff, but then it like scares me too. Am I going to have enough money to make like paint and stuff? Like there's a lot of different things that I want to do at the house. And plus I'm going on vacation right after that. So it's like all jam packed in within like 2 weeks. And then I found out today that I might not be able to close on the 1st of the month. Yeah. So basically when I did my inspection, the guy, so I don't really understand this. There's an extension cord running from the garage to the house. So from what the renters told the inspection guy was that the house was running on half of the electricity. So like it was, the lights were dim and you couldn't use, like the refrigerator wasn't all the way cold or getting cold all the way or whatever. So they hooked up an extension cord from the garage to like get the energy from the garage and then plugged it into the house. So they're going to have to fix that, whatever is wrong with that. And he said that they're going to fix it, but it's going to happen when like the ground is unthawed and like the frost is out of the ground completely. And then I talked to my realtor, and he said that that's not going to happen before the 1st. So all of this is all happening at once in my head, and it's just overwhelming.
Did they make it sound though like you have this house for sure if everything? So
with that grant, I have to get that electricity figured out. And there isn't, I just found out today that there isn't a like $5,000. It's just $10,000. Like they won't just give you $1,000 or $5,000 or $7,000 or $8,000. It is just $10,000. So I don't really know. So if I do not get that grant, I won't be able to get that house because my debt ratio is too high, or is it too low, or whatever that means.
I think when it's high, like the more debt you have, the more like
So my debt ratio is too high, so that I won't be able to get that loan because of the debt ratio. I'd have to pay off my car or my snowmobile, one of the two, to get that.
Okay. Well, we'll just, hopefully just stay positive. I mean, you're kind of stuck in that like transit period, and it can be kind of, frustrating and scary, especially if you've been looking forward to it. But did it sound like the homeowner that's selling the house would fix the electrical problems for you?
I think that's because of the renters, the way it made it sound was that they told the seller that it was what I got out of it was that they told the seller, and the seller called the electrical company, and then they're gonna do that, and then the electrical company said about the frost and like in the ground.